What's going on, you guys? Have you been looking for a super fire al pastor recipe that you can make at home? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be hooking up on today's episode of Smell What Coop Is Cooking. I'm your host, Coop. Full recipes in the description. Let's go. All right, let's start this off by hooking up our marinade. I've got a pan with some oil inside of it that's been preheated. I'm gonna saute off some onions and garlic. Saute that for just a few minutes until you start to build some color. Next, I'm gonna throw in about 5 guajillo chilies. I went ahead and cut the tops off and removed all the seeds. Follow that up with about 5 de-seeded chili de arbol in the pan. Toss in a couple bay leaves. Now let's stir and saute that around for about a minute or two, just so those chilies can get some nice color from that oil in the pan. And once those chilies start to become fragrant, let's go ahead and add in equal parts water and apple cider vinegar into our pan. Let that liquid come to a simmer. Add your lid on top, and we're gonna let this slow simmer and steam for about 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, everything should have steamed and wilted down quite nicely. Let's go ahead and add that into our blender. All of those contents are going straight inside the blender. Followed by 2 chipotle chilies and adobo sauce, achote powder, Mexican oregano, black pepper, dambalam, allspice, and cinnamon. Dry ingredients added. Let's add our liquid. Here we've got some chicken stock in equal parts canned pineapple juice and orange juice. Slap my lid on top, and now we're gonna blend this until it's smooth and well combined. Some people like to sift this when it's complete, but I like it nice and rustic, so we're gonna leave our marinade just like this. Let's go ahead and jump over to the counter and start hooking up our pork. Here I've got about 3 pounds of pork shoulder that I'm gonna thinly slice. This pork shoulder had a huge bone inside of it, so I had to get a few pieces off that didn't come out quite as thin as I would have liked them. So we're gonna add them into a bag and beat this pork down to get it nice and uniformly thin. And once your pork's been thinned out to the proper proportions, let's go ahead and add this to a large mixing bowl. Now let's pour all of that al pastor marinade all over our pork. And we're having fun in the kitchen. Don't be afraid to get messy and use your hand to massage that al pastor marinade into all of that meat.
Give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy.
And once we got that pork covered in the marinade, make sure it's nice and submerged underneath all of that liquid. Add a top. Now let's add this to the fridge and let this marinate for about 24 hours. We'll be back in a minute. 24 hours have passed. Let's get this al pastor pork out of our fridge and onto our spit to cook. Trying out this new vertical spit. Got a product review for you guys from last week's episode. Go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link for you guys to hit it up. Added some diced potatoes at the bottom of the pan to see if I can get those to crisp up while we're cooking this al pastor. Slid a pineapple ring down on top of that vertical spit. Now I'm just gonna layer each one of these thinly sliced pieces of pork on top of the pineapple until we stack this thing piled high. And once I'm about 3 or 4 layers deep, it's time to add another one of those pineapple rings and repeat the process. Keep adding more of that thinly sliced marinated al pastor on top of your vertical spit. And once we get to the top, let's go ahead and add 1 more ring of pineapple. Gonna hit these potatoes with a little bit more of that al pastor marinade for some flavor. Now let's transfer this into a preheated 275-degree oven and let this bad boy roast for about 3 to 4 hours, or until your pork reaches an internal temp of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Smell What Coop Is Cooking is truly an international show with people watching from all over the world. And if you're one of them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And now about 4 hours have passed, and the moment we've all been waiting for is here. Let's get this spit out of the oven and onto the cutting board so we can start slicing into it and hooking up some tacos. As you can see, the al pastor developed some great crust on the edges, and the inside meat is going to be nice and moist. giving us the best of both worlds when it comes to not only taste and flavor, but also texture and mouthfeel. Let's go ahead and slice some of this al pastor off of our vertical spit. Don't be afraid to slice off some of that pineapple to add inside of your al pastor taco as well. Now that I got my meat sliced off, let's go ahead and start hooking up these al pastor tacos. I've got 3 tortillas here. Let's fill each one with some of this al pastor pork. Get some of that pineapple in there and some of those potatoes. The potatoes didn't quite turn out the way I wanted to. More dry than crispy, so if you want to leave that part of the recipe out, that's totally okay. And once my tacos are piled high, it's time to hit them with some onions and cilantro. And we all know I have a love affair with that stanky cojita cheese. Pair this with a side of your favorite Mexican rice, and there you have it, folks. Coop's super fire, super delicious al pastor tacos. Hook these up on my new vertical spit. Like I said, I did a product review for that last week. Go ahead and check that episode out. These tacos are looking quite fire. As always, my mouth is watering. It's time for this week's Scoop for Coop. Let's go ahead and grab one of these tacos, get a big bite. Man, you guys, another banger.
After banger! After banger! After banger!
These al pastor tacos came out super fire, you guys. That marinade is absolutely sensational.
Sensational.
These are well worth the time and effort that it took to make them. The pork came out so flavorful from that marinade, and cooking it on that vertical spit gave it that perfect char you're looking for when you're having an al pastor street taco. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you guys for rocking with your boy for another episode of Smell What Coop Is Cooking. If there's something different you guys want to see on the channel, let your boy know in the comment section. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the video, share with friend or foe you already know, and for any special business inquiries,
Investors? Possibly you!
hit your boy up at smellwhatcoopiscooking@gmail.com, and we'll catch you guys right back here next week for another episode of Smell What Coop Is Cooking. I'm out.